Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Real Time, where we talk about the movies we like.
And the ones we don't.
I'm Tyler,
And I'm Molly.
and today is the 1st of October, so that means it's spooky time. We are going to be talking about a lot of scary movies in the month of October, because why in the heck would we not?
Because we all love scary movies.
And we're going to be kicking this month off with the Scream series. We had to stop the cat from unplugging the mic. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, this one we're going to be talking about the first 3 Scream movies, and then in our next video, probably, we're going to be doing 4 through 6.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
So, the first 4 Scream movies were directed by Wes Craven of Nightmare on Elm Street and The Hills Have Eyes fame. And they were his commentary on the state of scary movies at the time.
Yes.
So, this movie starred Neve Campbell as Sidney Prescott. She is the protagonist in this movie, and this takes place a year after her own mother was killed.
Oh, yeah, it was only a year. I forget. I think when I'm watching that, I, for some reason, thought it was longer, but oh well.
Also starring alongside her is Skeet Ulrich as her boyfriend Billy Loomis, Courtney Cox as news reporter Gail Weathers, Rose McGowan as Sydney's best friend Tatum, David Arquette as Dewey, Tatum's older brother, and the best character in any of these movies.
Maybe. He's pretty cool.
Matthew Lillard stars as Stu, Billy's best friend, and Jamie Kennedy stars as Randy, the nerd who is desperately wanting to get with Sydney, but he can't because it ain't that kind of movie, bruv.
Yeah.
No, Randy's great. I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
Also in this movie was Liev Schreiber as Cotton Weary, the man Sydney accused of killing her mother.
Is he in the first movie?
Yeah, we saw him on the TV for his court hearing.
Oh, so like sort of. He's sort of in the movie.
It was a cameo.
Not a big part.
Another cameo was Henry Winkler as the principal of the school.
Yep.
And another, just because, was Wes Craven himself as Fred the janitor,
Yeah.
dressed like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty funny.
So, the first Scream movie is pretty easy to say that this is the best one.
Oh yeah, it's by far the best. My favorite for sure.
But I think the neat thing about the Scream series is none of these are bad movies.
Yeah, I have a good time watching them all.
Like 1 through 6, bangers, all of them. True, some of them aren't as good as the others, like, for instance, Scream 3 and 4. But, on the whole, there's a good amount of quality in these movies.
I'd say Scream 6 was my least favorite.
Really, Scream 6.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Sorry.
Oh, well. So, just, we're going to put this right out the bat. We love this movie. And I am always down to watch this one.
Yeah, it's just a really fun movie. I love the commentary on it. Kind of breaks the fourth wall, so to speak, where they're like talking about scary movies and the rules of a scary movie while being in a scary movie.
Yeah, it gets very meta in a way that's not overbearing or annoying like other things we've seen. Looking at you, Velma. There are actually 2 other actors in this movie that I neglected to mention.
Oh yeah.
That is Drew Barrymore
Oh.
as Casey Becker and Roger L. Jackson, the voice of the Ghostface Killer. The voice of him in every movie. They all use the same voice changer.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget his contributions because he is
A very important part.
very
Yeah.
important, and he has a nice creepy voice, and it's great. I love him.
Yep.
Also, the voice of Mojo Jojo on the Powerpuff Girls,
Oh yeah.
which is funny because we just watched Scream 6 and it was taking place during Halloween, and there was a guy dressed as Mojo Jojo. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but I sure hope it was.
Maybe, yeah.
I hope it was. So, also, just spoiler warning for the rest of this movie. If you haven't seen this, what are you doing watching our review of it?
Yeah.
Go watch
for
the actual
sure.
movie before you watch us. So, in these scary movies, you have a guy in a mask with a knife going around killing teenagers. But what nobody expected at the time was there was going to be two killers.
Yeah. Big twist there.
Classic misdirection.
Actually, two.
And the killers in this one are Billy Loomis and Stu Macher. See, the thing about Billy and Stu is they were kind of obvious as the killers. So, well, to me at least, not at the first time I watched this, but
Yeah.
looking back, it's kind of obvious that these guys are them. But it's also like they're not going to be the killers.
Yeah,
It's too
like,
obvious.
Why would you suspect them whenever there's so many
So many other
more
choices.
characters? Yeah,
But then it is them.
especially Stu. He's so crazy and zany.
He's not good at
he
hiding it.
basically, straight up says.
I killed people.
But whenever you're watching the movie, you're like, okay, he's obviously lying, but he wasn't.
And in a way, it's really entertaining to see him do that because he's probably the most fun Ghostface to watch because he's got a great personality.
He is my favorite Ghostface.
I'm not sure if he's my favorite. He's maybe my second or third favorite. We'll get to my favorite in the next movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Matthew Lillard in this movie. He does a great job, and that's not to take anything away from Skeet Ulrich either, because he's doing a great job too. I think he was menacing in his role, and he very much fit the role as the pretty boy who turned killer. Oh, and it turns out he and Stu were the ones who killed Sydney's mom.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, quite the twist. Whenever, the first time I watched it, I was not expecting two killers at all, so that was really fun to see.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to watch when you show this movie for the first time to someone, and they're not expecting there to be two killers. So makes for a good viewing experience. And on repeat viewings, you realize that Stu gets a little close to flat out saying, "Hey, we killed all those people," and you just see Billy like, "Dude, chill, not yet.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting too close there. Stop it."
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
All right. So, who was your favorite character in this one?
Well, there are some really good characters. I like Sydney as a main character, and I like Randy, of course.
Of course.
But I think I might have to go with Stu. Just because he's so crazy and weird, he just makes for a fun character to watch. Or a really nice surprise killer.
Yeah, I already said my favorite character in the whole franchise is Dewey, so
Yeah,
no
Dewey's-
surprise
yeah,
there. But if I had to choose someone else, Gail.
Yeah, I like Gail too.
And it's also nice to see her come back in each additional movie.
Oh yeah.
And this is a thing that happens in a lot of the sequels. In the next one, they're always pissed off at Gail, and no one likes her because she's exploitive of murder and all that. But then by the end, there's like, okay, we're fine.
Yeah.
I think the one time that didn't happen was Scream 4 and 5. 5 too. 5 as well. But everything in every other one, someone tries to hit her, and they usually succeed.
Yeah. She always gets up, or she always ends up getting punched or something.
So, instead of favorite part, what was your favorite kill in this one?
Now that is a hard question because there are lots of interesting kills.
Now, the Scream series isn't really known for the big outlandish kills that were in the Friday the 13th series or the Nightmare on Elm Street series, because I mean, obviously it's just a guy with a knife.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of there's not any supernatural presence here. But I think my favorite kill, maybe in the whole series, is the very first one.
That's what I was about to say. I think it's just so.
And it's not the
creepy.
kill itself that makes it so awesome. It's just the whole scene itself, from beginning to end.
Yeah.
The suspense
setup.
building, and the fact that Wes Craven did, like with what Alfred Hitchcock did with Janet Leigh in Psycho, cast the biggest name you can get in the first scene, and then kill him off.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely no one was suspecting that.
Now, granted, Janet Leigh lasted a lot longer than Drew Barrymore did. But still, same general concept. She's even on the poster with everyone else, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Same thing would happen with Jada Pinkett Smith in Scream 2, but we'll get to there when we get to there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a great movie. I love it.
Me too.
This is one of the movies that I will watch every year for Halloween.
Yep.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
And
it is.
yeah, it's great.
Yep, for sure.
So next we have Scream 2. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that right now.
All right.
One thing I forgot to mention with Scream was Billy and Stu's killer, their motivation. So Billy he killed Sydney's mom because she was hooking up with his dad, which caused his mom to leave them. So kill the lady who broke up your family. I mean, I'm not gonna say I agree with him, but I see where you're coming from. That's still probably gonna sound bad.
Yeah, it does, but that's okay.
I don't endorse that, but I see where you're coming from. The whole kill everyone else and frame Sydney's dad for it. Yeah, no, can't defend that. No.
Yeah, no, not very good.
So, Scream 2. Scream 2 starts up about a year or so after the first one. A year, 2 years.
Is she in college?
Yeah, she's in college.
Okay.
And a movie about the events of the first Scream movie has been released called Stab.
Yep.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but what are you gonna do? And like we said, Jada Pinkett Smith is the one in the cold open. She's the one who gets bumped off, along with her boyfriend, played by Omar Epps. Heather Graham plays the version of Casey we see in the movie. Roger L. Jackson, of course, is back as the voice of Ghostface, as God intended. Neve Campbell returns as Sidney Prescott, as does Liev Schreiber as Cotton Weary. Courtney Cox as Gale Weathers. Sorry, just going through IMDb. And David Arquette as Dewey Riley. So those are our returning players, but who's new?
Who is new?
We have Elise Neal as Sydney's roommate, Hallie. You good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm dying over here.
Okay. Sarah Michelle Gellar plays another one of Sydney's roommates, I guess, Cece. She doesn't have too long in this movie, unfortunately. She up and dies, dude. Timothy Oliphant plays Mickey, another member of the friend group. Jamie Kennedy's back as Randy, of course. I don't know why I forgot to mention him. Jerry O'Connell plays Sydney's boyfriend, Derek. Dwayne Martin plays Gail's new cameraman, Joel, because the last one died.
Yeah.
Laurie Metcalf plays a reporter named Debbie Salt. Oh, that's neat. Portia de Rossi, Lindsay from Arrested Development is in this movie as another sorority sister. That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Tori Spelling plays the in-universe version of Sydney in the Stab movie, which is funny because in the first movie she said that if they made a movie out of this, they'd probably get Tori Spelling to play her.
Yeah, that is funny.
Luke Wilson plays Stab Billy. David Warner, rest in peace, plays Sydney's drama teacher. And that's all the that's
about it.
Yep. That's all the main players. So, Scream 2. What did you think?
Well, like we said, I didn't really like it as much as the first one, but that doesn't mean I didn't have a good time watching it. I remember I was pretty proud that I suspected
You suspected the person who ended up being the killer.
Yeah, Billy's mom.
Well, don't tell him yet.
Well, we've already had a spoiler alert, so I didn't know it was Billy's mom, of course, but I did think, I was like, okay, this character's suspicious.
Anyways, well,
so I was pretty proud of myself there.
We'll get to that.
Okay,
sorry. That spoiler alert was for the first movie.
Oh, well, they should just assume.
Anyways.
Sorry, everybody. You can edit it out.
I'm not going to. Anyways.
And it's your fault.
Where were we?
What did you think of the movie?
Oh, yeah. This isn't as good as the first one, but I still really like it. Mm-hmm. I think this might be my second favorite Scream movie. If not this one, then maybe Scream 5. Both have their pros and their cons, but as of this moment, I'll have to say Scream 2. But once we do our ranking at the end of this, then we'll figure out what goes where.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have another killer creeping up on Sydney and stabbing all her friends.
Yes. Yeah.
And just to get out of the way, spoiler alert for the Killers of Scream 2, it's Mickey and Billy's mom, who was the reporter lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was going by Debbie Salt the whole time, but in reality, it was Nancy Loomis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Now, I understand her motive for wanting to kill Sydney. I mean, she killed her son, so
yeah,
you can kind of get where she's coming from there.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Now, did she have to kill everyone else to get to Sydney? And no,
but she did.
But then again, it's probably possible that Mickey killed most of those people, and from what we heard, he was already a bit of a serial killer before she came along, and his motive was he was going to blame the movies and get off on an insanity plea.
Yeah.
And what I love is that Nancy Loomis just says, "No, that's stupid," and just shoots the guy.
Yeah.
Like even she saw that was probably not going to work and was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely.
Now, my favorite Ghostface is from this movie, and it's Mickey.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why is he your favorite?
Well, for one, I really like his actor, Timothy Olyphant.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a very underrated and talented actor, and anytime he's in something, I love it.
Yeah.
Whether it be Archer, The Mandalorian, Rango. 2 out of 3 of those things, it's not a big part that he's in, but it's still a nice to see him.
Mm-hmm.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Again, another small role for him, but a really good one.
Yeah.
The man just oozes confidence and charisma, and it's just a special sauce that really makes me like him.
Yeah.
Also, I love his motivation for how flat out insane it is. Like, yeah, let's blame the movies.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not a good motivation, but
No.
it's a fun one
Yeah.
if you know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I really like how low key he was. Like you can obviously um, try to guess that he's one of the killers just based off process of elimination.
Mhm.
But like even before that, he just seems like any other guy.
Yeah.
And I love that that scene where they're all in their film class and they're trying to argue the merits of good sequels and bad sequels.
Mhm.
And this guy's just trying to tell Randy, look, there are good sequels. Get the stick out of your butt, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Which they didn't go for. They didn't go for the easy choice of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Mhm.
That's one of the most perfect sequels ever, and we'll get to those movies eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but I want to.
Mhm.
So, what besides our usual, favorite characters slash scenes or kills, what else do you have to say on Scream 2?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's the one I remember the least, but I think that was due to other circumstances.
Yeah, you were kind of sleepy.
Yeah. So
We'll have
I'm
to
gonna have
watch
to
it again.
rewatch it. I can't really give you a straight
Let's watch it again.
answer. Yeah. You're gonna have to take it from here, I think, because I really don't remember a lot.
I mean, honestly, it's a very straightforward movie,
Yeah.
so there isn't a whole lot to say. But I will say this: there's at least one kill that we know Nancy did, and it was Randy,
Mhm.
because I mean she admitted to it, and he was bad mouthing her son to her. So,
Yeah.
why not?
That makes sense. Yeah.
which sucks to see him go.
Yeah, I think he should have stayed on a little longer, but oh well.
It's okay. He made an appearance in Scream 3.
Yeah, he did.
That was funny.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see him stick around a bit longer, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
All right. So who's your favorite from Scream 2?
What
Sydney.
about you? Yeah, maybe just Sydney. It's just nice to have her back, and
Yeah.
winning.
Sydney.
Day.
Sydney is a pretty great character.
Mhm.
She might be my favorite final girl out of all of horror. If not her, then maybe Laurie Strode,
Mhm.
maybe Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. Ellen Ripley. So, Ash Williams.
Okay. But yeah, I'll just go with Sydney. That might be the easy answer, but I'm gonna stick with Sydney because yeah, like you said, a good final girl.
Sydney, Mickey, he was great too. Nancy, loved her.
Mhm.
Yeah, she might be either my second or third favorite Ghostface, either behind or ahead of Stu. It's those three are like top tier Ghostfaces
Yeah.
for me. Just great all around.
Mhm.
So, what about favorite kill? You don't know?
I really don't remember. I know you're gonna hate me for saying that, but I can't really tell you anything.
Yeah. When it comes to kills, Scream 2 is a bit lacking compared to some of the others.
Mhm.
But, yeah, pretty much it. I mean, the first kill with the black guy in the bathroom was
Yeah.
fine.
That is the one I think I remember the most.
And then Jada Pinkett Smith getting
Yeah.
gutted in the theater, and then she goes up to the stage. Everyone thinks it's part of the show because
Yeah.
everyone's dressed like Ghostface killers.
Yeah. Mhm.
But it's a bit too dramatic for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, they're not bad kills. They're just not memorable
Not as
ones.
memorable, yeah.
So on to Scream 3.
Scream 3.
So Scream 3. Look, it's not a bad movie by any means. It's just kind of a black sheep. It gets a little silly.
Yeah.
Gets a little weird. But that's the name of the game, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so our first kill in the movie is Cotton Weary.
Hmm.
Yeah, so he now has some sort of talk show after getting famous because he was falsely accused of rape and or murder. Not and or, it was and.
Yeah, it's clear and.
Yeah. And our killer this time is using a voice changer
Special
that
voice changer,
that
yeah.
changes his voice into other voices than just Roger L. Jackson. So that's pretty neat. He can pretend to be other people to lure others into a kill.
Yeah, it's a pretty different
Kind of
new thing. Yeah.
kind of ridiculous given the time though, because this is in
Yeah.
the early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't
That
really.
kind of technology did not exist.
Yeah, don't know how he did that, but it's just a movies.
It's just a movie. Don't think about it too
Yeah.
much. It's Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette return, of course. But this time we also get Patrick Dempsey as a detective investigating the case. Scott Foley as Roman Bridger, the director of the newest Stab movie. What is this? Stab 3? Stab 2?
Step 3.
Stab 4? One of these, I don't know.
Step 3, I think.
Roger Corman and Lance Henriksen play studio executives. Dion Richmond plays Tyson Fox. Matt Kieslar plays Tom Prince. And Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg plays Sarah Darling. 3 actors in the new Stab movie. Emily Mortimer plays Angelina Tyler. Another actor, I'm going to be honest, I'm barely remembering these side characters because
Yeah. They're not too memorable.
they're not too interesting. Parker Posey plays Jennifer Jolie, yet another actor in this new Stab movie. Patrick Warburton plays Stephen Stone, Jennifer's bodyguard. Heather Matarazzo plays Martha Meeks, Randy's sister. And in fact, Jamie Kennedy comes back as Randy in a video he recorded at the time of Scream 2 because he figured he was genre savvy enough to realize I'm probably going to make an out of this, and this is probably going to happen again. So let's
record a helpful video.
Yeah. Carrie Fisher plays Bianca, a records person who has files on pretty much everyone who's worked at this studio. Also, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes appear as Jay and Silent Bob.
That was quite a weird cameo. It really kind of took you out of the movie for a second, and you're just like, wait a minute. Okay.
Which is funny because in the first movie there was a VHS of Clerks visible, and in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back they sneak onto a Hollywood set, onto the set of Scream 4, where Wes Craven is directing, where it's an orangutan as the killer because kids love monkeys.
Yeah.
And then they steal the monkey. Best not to think about it too much.
Pretty funny.
It's just funny. I mean, those movies always are pretty meta in themselves, and there's basically no fourth wall in the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this one, Sydney is basically a recluse. She's helping with a like a help hotline for people who are trying to escape domestic abuse and the like. When another Ghostface killer appears and is trying to bring her back to kill her for reasons of revenge. Yeah, it's a whole convoluted but interesting plan.
Yeah, it is.
Now, spoiler alert for who the killer is. It's Roman Bridger, the director of the movie. And
Stab 3.
yeah, Stab 3.
Just clear that up in case it's...
Not Wes Craven.
Yeah.
Not Wes Craven. Rest in peace. So he is the secret half-brother of Sydney, who was born from Maureen Prescott after she had a bit of a whorish phase. It wasn't a phase. It was her whole life. But to be fair, she was also gang raped at one point in Hollywood when she was trying to work as an actress. So don't want to... don't want to say anything's her fault there because that's clearly not. But
Yeah.
later on, she had a bit of that you know what I mean?
She got around.
She got around. Yeah, she was the town bicycle. Everyone got a ride. Anyways, but that has nothing to do with her being raped by studio executives. Don't want to have any misconceptions here about what I'm trying to say. It's not her fault that she got raped at all. Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah.
And Roman tried to reach out to her, but she basically slammed the door on his face. Probably literally and metaphorically. Mm-hmm. So he conspired with Stu and Billy to kill her and start this whole plan.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the mastermind behind the whole first movie.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that it brings back, or it calls back to the first movie so much and changes what kind of went on there a little bit.
It's like a circle, it rhymes.
That makes no sense.
Okay. So, what did you think of Scream 3?
It was all right. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't the best, but it was all right.
Yeah, pretty much. This one or the fourth one might be my least favorite, but kind of hard to say.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, this one. Thinking back, it wasn't quite as memorable. It was a little.
It got. Okay. They may have went a bit too far in places.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite part or kill?
It's hard to remember. I think like a guy exploded at one point.
Yeah, the gas leak.
Yeah.
It was a bit convoluted how they got there because they had to cut the power, and then how did you know he was going to use a lighter to, for a light?
Yeah, that one's a little far-fetched, but a good explosion's always fun.
But then again, it's not like now where we all have cell phones with flashlights on them.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's plausible enough.
Sure. Yeah. I guess you can see it making sense. Yeah. What about you? You got a favorite kill?
I was gonna say that one actually. It's ridiculous.
It is.
It shouldn't have worked, but it did, and you know what? It's fine.
Yeah.
But I just liked the part where they meet Carrie Fisher's character, and one was like, "You look like," and she's like, "Yeah, I know, I get that. I would have gotten Princess Leia, but someone else slept with George Lucas." I don't know. Carrie Fisher was just a really funny lady.
Yeah. A nice little cameo.
What about your favorite character, or is it still just Sydney?
This one, I'm trying to remember. There were a lot of characters that I didn't really get attached to a lot, so it might just be Sydney again.
The side characters in this one were probably the weakest, if not for Scream 4. But Scream 4 had Kirby, and she was awesome. And so this one has the weakest ones because
it's just hard to like them.
I could not for the life of me name any of them in this one.
I can't either.
And we watched this movie
not too long ago.
Not even a week ago, or
a
little over a week ago.
Oh. Yeah,
around a week ago.
I just don't know.
Yeah, it's not bad though. It's a perfectly fine movie, and you'll have a decent time with it. I still gotta go with Dewey though, just cause.
Yeah, I like Dewey. Yeah.
Dewey or Gale. And we get plenty of both in this one.
Yes, we do.
So that'll have to do for the first half of this series.
Yes.
We'll catch you next time.
Come back with the last half. See you next time.